Welcome back to RealHouseDIY. Today we're going to take a look at the DeWalt thickness planer. To store the thickness planer, you want it up higher the better, so you don't hurt your back when you're lifting it. I'm just storing it temporarily on this piece of foam that came with the packaging material. If you have these side extensions, this one I typically remove when I'm storing it, only because the dust port, I usually leave this on all the time rather than taking this off. And because when I move this, these have a little bit of weight to them, so I always, and they'll move around while you're transporting this, so I always will take these off anyway. Carry those to where I need the thickness planer, and then this guy can carry by itself without the side extensions moving around on me. Now, depending what you're using this for, it may not be worth it to get a stand for it or even bolt it to a workbench. I'm usually using this on rough lumber that's really long. Only way I'm going to make that work is to bring this outside to use it. Next, to carry this, definitely the easiest way is to have one person on either side carrying it by a handle, so it weighs about 100 pounds. But I typically carry this by myself. It is doable. For a set location, you want it to be sturdy and level. I usually use a log, get leveled with some boards here. It's nice and flat, doesn't wobble. And for a height, down low is fine. For short boards, if you're on any longer boards, you want it up higher. It'll be much easier to deal with. If you don't have a major workshop, then what you'll probably be looking at is something like this. It's a benchtop thickness planer. When I was looking into thickness planers, I was researching both the helical cutters and straight blade cutters. And I'm going with this one, straight blades, much cheaper. And the cutters on this one specifically, they are reversible. So when one side gets dull, you can rotate them and use the other side. And these blades are also self-aligning. You just put them on, put the screws in, and it aligns perfectly to position. For most of your maintenance on this unit, this is all you need, is this little wrench here, and stores right there on top. This model I got with the in-feed, out-feed tables. Attach very easily. One in the front, one in the back. Gives you some extra space for getting your board nice and straight. Folds up when not in use. And to remove it, just take your wrench, push in on there, snaps out. I've noticed these are not perfectly level. However, if you need them to get more perfectly level, you can make the adjustment right here. It may be worth it to get a digital thickness gauge. I mean, the gauge here, it's only as good as how close you can read this measurement. For most work, it's perfectly fine. Talking about basic use next. You want to start at about the thickness of your board. You're going to use this lever here to move the cutter head up and down. So each time you make it pass through the board, move it down, probably no more than one turn, depending on the type of wood you're doing. Pine, if it's something harder like oak, you want to do 3/4 or half a turn at a time. Here's your on-off switch. You have a reset switch. Sometimes something gets stuck and it turns itself off. You turn off power, raise it up, get your board out. Then you can push the reset switch and it'll be good to go again. Here's your material removal gauge. This little red bar, I'll move up and tell you how much material you would remove on this pass. That one, 1/32 of an inch. This is your finishing versus dimensioning cuts. And it says shift only when machine is running. So on almost all the passive board that I'm working on, it'll be on the dimensioning, and then the last 1 or 2 cuts, switch that over. For the finishing cut, basically just moves the board with the rollers a little more slowly I get a nicer cut. And over on this side you have your stop thickness gauge. So if all your boards you want planed down to 3/4 inch, you can switch that 3/4 inch or 1 inch, 1/2 inch, etc. So I'll make it basically so when you're turning your lever, it's not going to let me turn this below 3/4 inch. Stops right there. Here's your dust hose adapter. This is all I use when I'm running this. You do not need dust collection. Some people I've seen just put an angled adapter on here to direct your wood chips off to the side. As you can see, this is from planing about 8 boards, maybe 10 feet long. They're 1.25 inches down, 3/4 inch. Makes a ton of sawdust and wood chips. I'm not going to waste my time with dust collection on this. Just bring the thing outside, use it outside. In terms of safety, if you're using only this attachment here and you're running any long boards and you need to come over on this side to support them as the board's coming out, just keep your face pointed in that direction. I have been hit with a couple little chunks of wood that come out. Just stings a little bit, it's not bad at all. I won't open this up now, but I do have a couple other videos on my channel talking about some of the basic maintenance, such as rotating the blades, changing the blades, unclogging. You can take a look at those. But for now, we're going to go and run some boards to this. Safety gear, you want glasses, earmuffs. A few different pieces through here. Got some rough oak, a piece of 2x pine. We can make that really nice and flat for use for something a bit nicer, such as picture frame or whatever you want to use. If you're running any really long boards through here, you want to support them both going in and when they're going out. Otherwise it can tip this over if you don't have it bolted down. On my channel you'll find some rough lumber videos where I'll demonstrate that. If you have a board that's cupped and it's curved like this, you want to put it through in that orientation like that, so it won't be rocking. If you put it in like this, it's going to be rocking like that, and the cup might not come out like you expect. Then you can flatten this side, then flip it over, flatten the other side. So while you can fix cupping, you cannot fix twists or bows with the thickness planer. Now if you're running a board through here and it stops, it won't move through any further, I found 2 different reasons. One, maybe the most common, your blades got dull, and then you'll find that's happening with any boards put through, even something nice and flat. The other one, if you have a knot, it's kind of sticking out. I found it will get caught on some of these surfaces here. In that case, just give it a little bit of wiggle and it will keep moving through. Thanks for watching. This DeWalt thickness planer is really nice. The only extras I suggest getting are the in-feed, out-feed tables, which I think that set also comes with an extra set of blades, which is really nice. Otherwise, don't bother getting anything else for this. It'll work just fine. Bring it outside, put it somewhere like a tree stump, whatever you have. Get up off the ground, unless you're working on, small boards like this, and you really don't need much at all. I definitely recommend it. I'd buy it again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.